My name is Bjorn Bagnall. I am a student at St. Cloud State University. In May of 2010, 5 students and I packed up for an unforgettable learning experience. This class took place in the Cloud Peak Wilderness, nestled back in the southern Bighorn Mountains of Wyoming. Here's a sneak peek of what we learned from our outdoor experience. This is our story.
Well, my name is Brandon Dwyer, and I'm 26 years old. I live in St. Cloud, Minnesota, and I have a major in anthropology is what I'm going for, as well as a minor in biology.
My name is Spencer Hagan. I am from Rochester, Minnesota, or right by Rochester, a little town called Byron in southeastern Minnesota. I am 30 years old. I am a recreation and sport management major at St. Cloud State University. I'm minoring in outdoor education.
My name is Aaron Schmidt. I'm currently a junior at St. Cloud State University. I'm a recreation and sports management major with an outdoor education minor.
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Buffalo, Minnesota. I'm a junior at St. Cloud State. I'm going for recreation and sports management with a minor in outdoor education.
My name is Sarah Striegel. I'm 21 years old. I'm originally from Champlin, Minnesota. That's where I grew up. Went to high school in Champlin Park. And I went to Duluth my first year of school, and now I'm at St. Cloud State going for communication studies with a major in that and a minor in biology and outdoor education.
Our instructor for this course is Kevin Tatsugawa. Kevin has taught and guided many students and professionals how to work as a team to reach a goal by using the outdoors as his tool. We were fortunate to have an instructor as experienced as Kevin guide us to the top of our first mountain.
I've guided in mountains in Alaska, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, California, Arizona, Mexico, Russia, Thailand, Nepal, and Pakistan.
The journey began several months before our van departed. We were the creators and designers of this trip from the very beginning.
We're having a bratwurst cookout, trying to raise money for our SCSU Outdoor Education 21-day wilderness expedition.
Bratwurst here! Get your hot bratwurst!
We raised our own financial support, built our own itinerary, and packed our own gear. This was our first and largest step in creating a successful learning experience. After countless hours of planning, preparing, and raising financial support for our trip to the mountains, we were all excited to sink our new boots into the glorious mud and white snow of the Cloud Peak Wilderness. Our trip out west took a total of 13 hours. As the landscape began to change, the temperatures began to fall. Our first obstacle hit us as Spencer received a call from the Forest Service in Buffalo, Wyoming. The park ranger notified us that over 30 inches of snow has fallen, closing the highway into the mountains.
So we're staying in Buffalo.
Wait, so you're saying we can't get there, like ever?
Not
This whole
until
trip?
No, it's not gonna be closed the whole trip, but for a day or
good.
two.
Okay. So we stay in Buffalo tonight?
Staying in Buffalo tonight.
All right, Spence.
It wasn't long after the call until we arrived at the Bighorn Motel in Buffalo, Wyoming.
We're here right now unloading at a local motel because apparently there's about 2 feet of snow in the roads where we're going, so we can't really drive out there, so we're gonna have to make camp here for a night. Hopefully we'll have the roads plowed for tomorrow.
This gave us more valuable time to reorganize our gear and hope for an open road the following morning.
Alright, we need all the webbing. Okay.
That evening, Kevin gave the group a few last-minute pointers as we scrambled to get our bags packed for the cold, wet, and snowy trip ahead of us.
How's that? avalanche probe.
What is that for?
To find a body.
Well, hopefully we won't have to use that.
Yeah, hopefully we don't. Just like hopefully we don't have to use the first aid kit.
We would often be reminded of what would become Kevin's most famous quote: "Ounces equal pounds, and pounds equal pain." Being creative at cutting weight, it's a challenge. I mean, it wasn't easy to cut back on the little amount of food or clothing I had already packed. But finally, it all paid off, because the next morning the roads opened up and we made it to our first destination.
I'm feeling pretty good right now. We've got our bags all packed, and we're gonna have to hike in a little bit because the road's not plowed up to the campground where we're gonna enter, but our bags are packed. I'm a little chilly, but hopefully we get warmed up once we get going. Looking forward to it.
Before hitting the trail ahead of us, Kevin gives us a few words of advice.
But so take care of yourself, take care of each other, take care of the equipment, take care of the environment, in that order.
It is finally time to depart the van for our 21-day adventure. We have waited months to finally tie our new boots, clip on the rugged snowshoes, and muscle our 70-pound bags onto our backs. It is time for our journey to begin. But after many delays, today will be a short hike, leaving us close to the vehicle for the first night.
Oh, last night was terrible. I don't know how much I slept last night. I think I got maybe an hour or two, hopefully. So I'm hoping for. I couldn't really tell though. Pretty cold, but today's a new day. See how it goes. Start out with a little breakfast here, a little hot drinks and oatmeal, and get the mission started.
Unfortunately, our mission to reach the top of the mountains did not come without unexpected obstacles. We quickly learned that one of the greatest unexpected obstacles was our own health. That morning, Aaron woke up to an extreme pain in his lower stomach. I'm a close friend of Aaron, and I know the situation was more severe than just the normal flu. We were all so thankful to have an instructor like Kevin, who has had experience treating wounded victims in the backcountry.
Well, I woke up this morning to find Aaron doubled over in pain. He has, originally he said he had a, the severity was 7 out of 10, with 10 being the most pain ever. And it just jumped up to 8 out of 10. We took his vitals. His vitals are somewhat normal. His blood pressure is a little bit high right now, but however, it just a few minutes ago, his pain level jumped up from 7 to 8. And he's in considerable pain now. So what we're gonna do is, Brandon went down to go get the van. It's only a quarter mile away. We're gonna get the van, evac Aaron, and then take him down to the hospital.
After many hours of waiting, we finally received news that Aaron's situation was more severe than what we had anticipated. A blocked intestine in his lower stomach gave Aaron just hours to get into the ER before his life would have been at risk. Thankfully, we made the right decision by evacuating Aaron out of the mountains as soon as we did. Aaron went through major surgeries that afternoon to remove the blockage, which left him to lie in the hospital bed for over 10 days. It was not long until Aaron's parents were to arrive from Minnesota and watch over him. This allowed our group to once again hit the trails in sight for our journey into the mountains. We all wished Aaron the best of luck and could only hope for him to have a fast and healthy recovery. For the first time, we were now able to break away from civilization and start a long hike towards the mountains. As the journey began, the group was faced with many physical obstacles, but individuals were also faced with their own personal challenges. Brandon's personal challenge during this trip was to quit his addiction to smoking.
Well, no, I know why. It's because I go from
25 to 30 cigarettes a day to 5 cigarettes the other day to like 1 2 days ago to like 2 yesterday. Throwing packs, so buying packs and throwing the rest away. And so that's why I don't feel in my lungs, because they're cleared out. They're already cleared out. Because I'm used to 25, 30 cigarettes a day since on and off since I was like 15 or 14. So that's definitely a change.
As a group, we learned a lot on our first day of hiking. For some, the first day was a strong physical challenge, and for others, it was a more emotional challenge.
The first day was absolutely miserable for me. I was in a lot of pain. I didn't know what to expect. I was really, really, really emotional. Just being homesick and not knowing what was coming. I was really nervous. I don't know. All the emotions swirling through my head all day long was making it harder and harder for me to keep going, but the physical part wasn't the easiest either.
After a long day, we were all glad to be able to pitch camp and stir up our first dinner with a beautiful view of the mountains ahead of us.
For dinner tonight, we have burritos, rice and bean burritos with onions, green peppers, some kind of orange pepper, habanero pepper. I think that's it. A few other peppers. And tortilla, or like a tortilla bowl. Mix in our Tupperware that we use every day. Yeah, it's pretty good. It doesn't, it's not Don Pablo's, but does the trick.
The following days would be just as exhausting as the first. We battled creeks, down timber from a recent forest fire, hilly terrain, and deep snow. But as time went on, we knew our goals would be impossible to reach if we did not build teamwork.
When you all tie your knots, you need to tie them properly, okay? You need to make them, so if you have a knot like this, we say that has a lot of air in it, okay? Yep. This is a knot not tied, and it's a knot not needed, all right?
Also, I think another one would be if you see someone struggling or if you see someone that needs help them out. Because what else are you gonna do? I mean, we're like a team, like group out here.
I appreciate that too.
Doing our own, doing our thing, and we need to be aware of our surroundings, being aware of everybody.
What you want to think about when you're crossing is chances of a fall versus consequences of a fall, and the amount of time you're going to be in a dangerous situation.
These are things I've learned about people today. Liz, despite waking up feeling like crap, she pushed herself extra hard. Okay, now I'm talking like you're not here. Okay. She pushed herself extra hard today and surprised me very much after dropping her poles and getting extremely far ahead of the group on the trail with K-Tots. Yeah, so I think you worked very hard today.
Thanks.
And I think that was really good because we were all in pain and you kept going. And that was really cool. And also, I think that you like to help other people in the group, and you offer help to others. So I think that's really good.
And
Do it for asthma and stuff?
yeah, it's a nose.
CPR. Oh.
Yeah, rescue breaths.
Except it usually sticks up straight.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't get used.
Yeah.
Why are you crushing the cans then?
Less room in the garbage bag. Makes it easier for Brandon to carry.
We're almost to the van. Yeah, people are much more prepared now. They know much more what to do. I have a lot less teaching to do, a lot less worrying about them. They're starting to tell me what to do. Yeah, they're doing good.
Anybody got a toaster?
Oh yeah, you know, I got toaster with me.
I'd like to toast these cinnamon raisin bagels.
After several days in the wilderness, we had to make a stop to resupply our food in order to make the full 21 days. Our resupply location was at the HF Bar Guest Ranch, just west of the Bighorn Mountains.
We're getting ready to stay in these nice little bunk cabins here. Not quite, there's a bunch of kids that usually work up here during the summer, and they're not all here yet, so we were able to steal their rooms, so that's pretty sweet. We're waiting in line now for the one bathroom in the joint, and getting ready to hop out of bed tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock to hit the North Fork Trail, see if we can get mauled by some mountain lions and bears from the sounds of it, so should be pretty right on. Yep, looking forward to it. Glad we're sleeping in those things because we got a pretty serious storm brewing behind us, so about ready to start raining here within I'd say probably a half hour or so, so that's good news.
This trip was designed to strengthen our individual leadership skills. So far, we have all had experience leading the group for a day or two. As a leader, we all found that patience was a key to success in this trip.
Biggest thing I learned on this trip is to be patient with everyone in the group, and understand and be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of everybody in the group, and not just yourself, and not just a few individuals, but being aware that everybody in the group needs to make it, no matter how you get there.
A good night rest was much needed to keep on schedule for the following days. That morning came fast, but offered many beautiful views of wildlife. As we hit the trails again, we picked up a new member from the ranch. His name was Rudy, a dog that began to fall in love with our group that morning. We were told by local ranchers to not worry if he would follow us for maybe a mile or two. It's normal, they said. But as miles passed, it wasn't long until we figured that Rudy would be a dedicated member of our group for the next 12 days.
Today was a good day. We got up at 6 o'clock this morning, and we were packed up and out of camp within 2 hours and 15 minutes, which was our GB, our group best for wake-ups this morning. We're just got done melting snow to cook our delicious pasta that we have here. Everybody's getting their fill right now. Hopefully there'll be enough for our new friend, Big Business, the rude dog. Over there. We're hoping to chow down here as fast as we can so we can get our evening meeting over and done with. We have Alpine start tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock, so we need to get as much sleep as we can because we have to get up and get moving before the snow melts.
After hiking several miles closer to the mountains, we came upon foreign snowshoe tracks on our trail. As we marched along the tracks, we discovered 2 small log cabins nestled back in the woods. Here we would come upon another friend we would meet on our journey.
I'm Gordon Christensen, also known as Gordy the Ditch Man. And I come up here, I run 2 reservoirs and a ditch for agricultural water up here.
For Gordy, we were surprised to see at this time of year.
But yeah, in the 20 years that I've been coming up here in the wintertime, I ran into one group on snow machines one time, and then you guys. So I was a little surprised when you knocked on the door last night.
Gordy became a good friend of ours on our journey. That night, a large storm rolled in And thanks to Gordy, he offered us his small cabin for the night.
He offered us a spot here in his old shack. There is a couple beds and an extra mattress in there, so we all get to sleep on a nice cozy bed tonight instead of on the hard frozen ground.
The next morning, Gordy fired up his wooden stove and fed us a wonderful pancake breakfast with a side of many good stories. But we couldn't stay long, as we had to keep on schedule and move quickly to our next destination.
We're kind of in the middle of a little snowstorm right now, so picking up, I don't know, maybe a couple inches. It just started coming down heavy, so we'll see what happens.
After getting close to 12 inches of snow, we were a day off schedule for making it to base camp.
Take a look out here. Try and not let too much stuff in here.
Rain and
As you can see, it's rain and snow going on right now.
Before summit day, Kevin would have to prepare us for a few last-minute lessons.
So when it's all dressed up, should look like that. All right, so I want you guys all to come over here and look at this knot. See what it looks like.
During our last group meeting, Kevin would get the group motivated by reading a famous quote of his.
The quote is called "Climb If You Will." The author is Edward Whymper. And it's, "Climb if you will, but remember that courage and strength are nothing without prudence, and that a moment's negligence may destroy the happiness of a lifetime." All right, so let's have a safe summit tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
As we head to bed and prepare for the early morning and big day ahead of us, we begin to see individuals changing, like Liz, by finally defeating her battles against her emotions.
I'm really excited and really nervous. I hope this crappy weather passes so we can actually climb tomorrow. I'm really stoked. We've been preparing all night. I'm really excited to do it, and it's gonna be really early and cold tomorrow, but I think once we get going it'll be good. And
Feeling pretty excited for tomorrow. I'm a little nervous, I guess. I've never summited a mountain before. But it's a pretty minor one to start out with, so I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully the weather holds out, because we got some clouds back there, and the last 2 days have been a no-go for us with the weather. So we're thinking about getting up around 3 a.m. and hopefully getting going, depending on conditions, and get our stuff ready, get out of here in an hour if we can, and get up there and come back down safely.
We have fought many battles on our journey, and we only have one left, the mountain that stands in front of us. For months, our group has prepared for this opportunity and challenge. Our climb would have been impossible if our group had not learned how to work together as a team over the past several months.
Yeah, base camp, we're over there by that lake. Can't see the tents or anything, but that's how far we've gone. It doesn't look too far. But what do you say, about 3 miles?
After it's all said and done.
3 miles, bird flying 3 miles. Say that, A to B.
We did it. We accomplished our mission and made it to the top. All our hard work had finally paid off. The views were beautiful and the feelings were undescribable.
Much like I said earlier, I learned about determination and perseverance. That there were times when I think everyone, myself included, had doubts that we'd actually get up anything around here. we were down in the valleys, down in the trees, down in the deadfall a lot, and not making good time, not making our destinations. Everyone we talked to, all the locals we talked to, expressed doubt and fear and concern for us. No one showed any faith in us except for ourselves, and I think that that's a good lesson for all of us to learn, is that to believe in yourself, to have self-confidence.
We play for keeps.
After soaking up many beautiful views and wonderful moments on the top of the mountain, we had to keep on schedule and head back to base camp. Shortly after arriving to camp, we split apart to begin our 2-day solo, where each of us had the opportunity to reflect on the trip and our own lives. We survived these 2 days in the wilderness with only our sleeping bag and tarp, but without food. The solo would be considered our final exam for the class. Here, I realized just how much I learned during the past several months. This unconventional classroom has enabled us to learn much more than the traditional classroom could ever offer. We have gained insight about ourselves and know that when we put forth the effort and dedication to accomplish goals, we can and will succeed. When we left these mountains, we were not only stronger as individuals, but stronger as a group. Every step we took on our journey was a new experience that molded us into strong, independent, fearless leaders. As I glanced back at the mountains for the final time on our journey, I learned one thing: nothing is impossible.